That's kind of my superpower. Taking that like heavy, hard, difficult, scary stuff in your business, like taxes, and making it feel clear and understandable, helping you walk away knowing what to do, feeling empowered, feeling ready to take it on, right? Welcome to the Sunlight Tax Podcast. In this show, we're talking about taxes, money, and careers for self-employed people who have a big vision for changing the world with their work. I'm your host, Hannah Cole, artist, design nerd, tax pro, author of Taxes for Humans, and the founder of Sunlight Tax. If you're a creative, wellness, or mission-driven entrepreneur who wants to grow your business sustainably, manage your taxes, and build a stash of fuck you money so you can control your time and have a bigger impact with your work, you are in the right place. Good morning, beautiful. How are you doing? I've been thinking a lot lately. I don't know if you are having sort of thoughts and fears about AI. I certainly am, and you might be too. And I've been thinking about what I do, and I say this partly to help you reflect on it. I've been thinking about what I do really well, what can't be replaced because I'm really good at it, what's my superpower. And as I reflect on that, and I certainly would encourage you to reflect on that same prompt, but as I reflect on that, what I come back to all the time is teaching. Teaching is my great love. I love it in part because it's so human. I just love the connection I feel with people while I am teaching. And as much as I love online courses, I think teaching with people, in real time is even more gratifying to me because I love just like answering questions, kind of taking a shift, realizing this is what's top of mind for people and kind of addressing that as it comes up. And so I've just been thinking, I want to do more teaching and I want to make that teaching available to a broader audience. So I have a program, Money Bootcamp, and all of my teaching and my recorded teaching is in there. And you can access that if you're in Money Bootcamp. But it's a commitment. A lot of people save up to join Money Bootcamp to get access to everything. And, I think that we're in an era where people are feeling a little worried, a little hesitant to make a big investment. And so what I wanted to do was just spend this summer testing out doing one-off workshops. So these are paid workshops, but the idea is to just give you something really valuable, teach you about a thing, a problem, a difficult thing in your business. That's kind of my superpower. Taking that heavy, hard, difficult, scary stuff in your business, like taxes, and making it feel clear and understandable, helping you walk away knowing what to do, feeling empowered, feeling ready to take it on, right? So here's what I'm thinking. On April 29th, I'm offering a class about business setup. Or if you've had your business operating for a while, many of us start imperfectly, and that's a good thing. But we need a business tune-up. So yes, I usually am teaching about taxes, and I will touch on taxes in this class, but I want to talk about what are all those things that make your business official, right? These are questions that constantly come up in my tax workshops, and I'm often doing sort of triage. Well, this comes first, this comes next, this comes later. This one you don't need ever, right? And so I've decided to put together a whole class that just addresses all of those. This class will be especially valuable if you are thinking about starting a business, recently started a business, or started messy and have cleanup to do in that business. And I say this without judgment because most of us do it that way. So even if you're 10 years in, you may not necessarily have all the legal, insurance, licensing, tax coverage that you may need or want. And it's a good idea to get that locked in place to make sure you're protected. So let me just talk to you a little bit about what the issue is, though I think you may know. And then I'll tell you how you can join the class if you're interested, if it sounds good to you. All right. So think about those things that keep you up at night. Lawsuits, audits, taxes, getting in trouble, getting a mysterious letter from the state that you live in that you're in trouble, right? These things are terrifying. These things are scary. These are the reasons that you want to set up your business correctly. You want to set up so that you are protected in the event of a bad experience, right? And so you don't accidentally break the law or get sued. Am I right? So what are the issues? Taxes, legal protection, licenses, registration, bank accounts, DBAs or doing business as, insurance, sales tax, right? All of these things may or may not apply to your business, right? And all of them have different timelines. They exist for different reasons. You may need some and not others. Some may overlap with others, and some may be things you never need, right? But it's difficult to get this information because some of it is from state licensing agencies, some of it is from lawyers, some of it is from accountants. It's hard to find a place that kind of is going to synthesize all of this information in one spot, right? Especially the taxes, because a lot of people who teach business practices don't know taxes per se or have the licensing to give that information. So I thought it would be really valuable to offer a class where you can get that all in one session, in one workshop. So that's what I'm offering. Let me give you a little nugget about the starting point though, okay? So just so you can take away from listening to this podcast today, whether or not you join that class, I want you to know what starts first, all right? I'll give you a hint. It's in the name of my business. Your taxes start first, right? So I give a lot of workshops to freelancers, solo business owners, and one of the things that comes up over and over is, I want to make my business official, right? That's a good impulse, right? But what is it that actually makes it official? Okay, here's the thing. The IRS is the clock that starts first. And that makes sense. If you think about it, the IRS does not wait and say, oh, you know what? We're not going to send you a tax bill until after you've gotten that business insurance. That's okay. Go ahead. Hang out for a year, 2 years, and don't pay your taxes. We'll wait. Nope. That's not what they say. Oh, we'll hang out and we'll wait until you get an LLC. Maybe you need a little mindset work to do before you feel ready to talk to the lawyer to make that LLC formation. We'll hang on and we won't charge you any taxes in the meantime. Nope, that's not what they say. The IRS, if you think about it, the IRS is the tax collector. Your taxes must be paid every year. If you are making income from a 1099, this applies to you, right? If you are invoicing clients, if you are making income, earning income through freelance, sole proprietorship, self-employment, your taxes already consider you a business. The IRS already considers you a business. Your business has already started. Okay, so it is actually really important to get that other stuff in place. Yes, the tax stuff first, for sure. And of course, all my podcast episodes, all my YouTube videos, my program, Money Bootcamp, it's all about getting that tax stuff set up. I am here for you to help with that. But what about the other stuff, right? What about the other stuff? The legal stuff, LLCs. Maybe when is it time to form a new tax entity? Are there business licenses that I need to get? Are there places I need to register my business, right? These are really, really important questions that you need to answer. And it's also important that you get the right size, right? You are not a venture-backed startup. You are not a Fortune 500 company. You are not a firm with 20 employees, right? And for that reason, you may not need the things that those businesses do. What does a solo business owner need, right? That is the class that I want to teach because that is who I'm serving. That is you. It feels complicated enough. And when you're just one person, your time is particularly precious. It is very easy to get overwhelmed because there's only one of you solving all these problems. So I put this class together to help you understand and triage what is already underway and you have to take care of ASAP, what comes next, what protects you and you really want, what protections are overkill and probably more money than you need to spend and you may never need, right? So this is all about doing a checkup, tax checkup, legal checkup, licensing checkup, processes checkup, just so that you know, these are the boxes that I actually do have to check. These are optional boxes to check. And this is the timeline, right? So it's really organized and going to help you walk away sleeping better at night, resting easy, knowing that you are covered, right? That's the point. That is the feeling I want you to have walking away from this workshop, all right? So again, you don't have to be in my program to join this workshop. It's a paid workshop. I'm putting a lot of work into this. You are going to get a lot out of it. You'll get an outline. You will have the ability to ask me questions. It's going to be really valuable. And it's just a 90-minute workshop. Yes, I'm going to give you links and resources for following up and making sure you get everything taken care of that you need to. But it's just a little morning session on April 29th. So I hope that kind of helps clarify what the problem is and introduces for you these new one-off workshops that I'm going to be offering about once per month. And so this one on April 29th, Business Setup or Tune-Up, it's going to be really awesome. It's going to make you feel better. So if you're interested, you can go to the show notes to save your seat, buy your seat, or you can go to sunlighttax.com. There's a yellow banner at the top with a link to pay for that, for a seat in that workshop. It's going to be limited because it's paid. It means it's going to be a small workshop. It will be pretty intimate. And so you'll have space to ask questions. All right. I cannot wait to see you there. Go to sunlighttax.com and look at that yellow banner at the top to click the link to join or go to the show notes. And I really hope to help you feel settled and calm and organized about how to make your small scale or large scale solo business protected, covered, insured, licensed, registered, all the things, so that you sleep well at night, so you breathe easy, so you can walk through the world knowing that if something happens, you are covered. All right. I hope that is useful and valuable to you. And your takeaway for today is that from a tax standpoint, from an income tax standpoint, your business is already started. The IRS already has your Social Security number. That clock has already started. The other clocks start a little bit later. So I'll see you in that session, April 29th. Again, go to sunlighttax.com and click the yellow banner at the top to join, or go to the show notes for Business Setup or Tune-Up. And I will see you on April 29th. Thank you for listening. If you like the show, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend. It really helps. I'm so grateful. My tax guide, Taxes for Humans, is available wherever you buy books and at sunlighttax.com/book. This podcast is for education and entertainment only. Nothing in this episode should be taken as individual tax or financial advice. You can find all the tools, books, and links I reference at sunlighttax.com/podcast.